This is the old institutionalization argument, right? Progressives argue against too many arrests because they say we are institutionalizing people into the system. They call it the school to prison pipeline, etc. But the contra to that, of course, is how many chances are you going to give recidivists? And here's a good example of the kind of phenomenon you're talking about. Here in New York City, it's no secret that we have a shoplifting epidemic. Stores are closing like crazy, especially large drugstores and package stores. Well, it turns out that 327 recidivists are responsible for about a third of all the shoplifting in the entirety of New York City. And yet those folks continue to go in and out of prison, in and out of jail like it is a turnstile, and nothing changes. And the stores are closing. You see boarded up storefronts, and that has a residual effect in all these neighborhoods in terms of the atmosphere and the quality of life for the residents.
You know, Mayor Pete claims crime is down. I wonder how he knows that. I mean, is he surveying incident reports and dismissal rates? I mean, some jurisdictions, you mentioned New York, but there are other jurisdictions that don't believe in making arrests anymore. So, of course, the numbers are going to be down, but that does not mean crime is down. It means those jurisdictions have just redefined what crime is.
That's right, and it's actually even more insidious than that, because what happens is crime victims, especially for property crimes, learn that there's really no point in calling the police. And so a lot of crimes, quality of life crimes, thefts, things like that, don't even get reported. So the message has gone out, and we've seen so many of these videos. Just let them do it. Let them come in and let them go out, and we will report it as loss. So there's all kinds of incentives in the system to not even call anymore. And again, I'm going to use an example here in this city because it's representative of the whole of the nation. 90,000, you heard that right, 90,000 packages per day are stolen in New York City. Those are generally sort of Amazon deliveries and things like that. And yet, when you look at the larceny numbers for 2022, which is the last full year that we have at this point, New York City, the NYPD, reported only about a day and a half worth of those larcenies. 90,000 is way more, 363 times more than were actually reported. So what does that tell you? People who have had packages stolen simply report it to Amazon. Amazon replaces the item. Nobody has to deal with the fact that you have recidivists who are porch pirates.
Before I let you go, there's, I think, a really important point that I want you to help me make. You're an expert. I consider you to be an expert on the Idaho quadruple homicide. But in reality, you're more likely to be killed by someone you know. And if you're a woman, you're more likely to be killed by someone who's a partner than a stranger. It's just the stranger crime that makes the news, right?
Absolutely right. The vast, vast majority of homicides in America are either between two criminals, right? Gun crews, drug crews, things like that, or domestics. And if you take those off the table, murders are actually vanishingly small, even in a lot of cities.
Please subscribe.
So what does that mean? That means that murder is not really the best quality of life metric that we have out there. There are many better, like robbery, for instance, which is violence plus the profit motive. Those are the things that denigrate our quality of life. And as for Pete Buttigieg goes, I don't know where he's getting his numbers, but he doesn't come to New York City very much if he's going to stick to that line.
I think he's getting them from the Harris campaign site is where he's getting them from. Paul Mauro, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for watching. God bless.
Look forward to
See you
seeing you
later.
again real soon.